No matter how good I am, I'm never going to win. All good people with good hearts, they always just get screwed over. You create your reality. If you think these kind of stupid thoughts, that's exactly what you're going to get. Hi guys, my name is Alina and welcome to my channel. I was just inspired to do this video because I literally saw so many crappy videos on TikTok, and I think it's kind of like a trend right now to just become this toxic and negative human being that is rather leaving other people or screwing other people over because they rather do that than themselves being hurt. And this is literally the dumbest trend I've ever seen, because it really brings us away from our spirit and who we actually are, or what we are supposed to be here on this planet. We are literally love and we are light. And we are literally putting all this negativity and all this crap on us and teaching other people how to be more toxic, how to use people, how to screw people over, and I'm literally just tired of this bullshit. This needs to stop. We need to actually become aware of what we are. We need to become more conscious of what we are supposed to be here on this planet, which is not just creating more negativity. There's so much negativity already out there. We need to fight that, and we need to become more positive. We need to become more loving, more kind, more helping, more serving, more selfless. And the way how this trend is going on right now is literally just to shut down, just to be rude to everybody, be disrespectful, be toxic. No, stop being a toxic bitch. This is not what we're supposed to be. So if you believe that you are not going to win because you're such a good human being, you're such a good person, I can tell you about this because I was always very kind. I was always very forgiving. But I used to be a doormat. I can confess that now and tell you guys that you don't have to be that way. You can decide how you let other people allow to treat you. But this doesn't mean that you have to become a toxic, negative bitch. That just means that you have to work on yourself, create healthy boundaries, and to live the life like that. Because whatever you focus on grows. So if you think, oh my God, I'm a good person, just because you may be hurt 1 or 2 times, you think oh, I'm a good person, but I've been hurt. I didn't deserve this. So now I'm just gonna, turn bad and become toxic. No, this is not the solution. Do you really think you're going to be happier then? No, you're not. Because you're gonna feel empty inside. Because what is fulfilling to human beings? It is love. It is joy. It is peace of mind. It is, reassurance. It is appreciation. It's validation. All those positive feelings are actually filling us up. So if you turn into a cold-hearted, toxic person, this is what you're going to feel like. Cold-hearted, toxic, and negative. And you're never going to win like this. If you think you're going to win because you're stepping on other people rather than having other people step on you, this is not how you're going to win in the long term. And I can literally not hear or see it anymore. Of course, there's certain types of people that you should not hang around with, and you should not give millions and millions of chances to people. This is not what this is all about. So by loving everyone or being kind to everyone, that doesn't mean that you just have to agree to everything that they do, or if they treat you badly, you have to give them millions and millions of chances. No, that just means that you are honoring their divine nature at where they're at individually. So that basically means that you don't need to let others step on you. You don't need to allow that to be disrespected or to be hurt over and over and over again. Yes, obviously you're not going to be happy like this, right? But what you need to do is you have to work on yourself to create those healthy boundaries instead of just shutting down and, not working through what have hurt you, but to just shut down and push it away. Because then always, and I'm guaranteeing you, always it's gonna come back to the surface at one point in your life. And it's not gonna be fun. I'm telling you, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt more and more and more if you're not working through that. So that is why I'm so big on healing trauma and working through, all those past experiences that hurt you. it comes to my business, I always hear, or I hear a lot that, you know, people that are coming into this kind of business, they always thought like, oh, all people are bad. And then they come into a circle of positive, like-minded people that actually support and help each other. And they're always very shocked. They're always very shocked. And they're like, oh my God, like, I didn't even know that, like that there's actually like genuine people still out there. This is of your perception of reality and your perception of people. It's not that the whole world sucks, it's that your perception of reality sucks. So you have to change your mindset. You have to work on your perception. And this is why you're constantly attracting these negative people that are hurting you because you think that low of yourself. You think that low of reality. Let's say, for example, you are getting cheated on. It doesn't mean that you deserve this because, yeah, maybe you are a good person. It doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong and this is why you experience these kind of hurt in your life. So instead of turning cold, shutting down and like saying things like, oh, all men are trash, all women are trash, just because you got cheated on from one single human being, that doesn't mean that. You cannot put people in a box, because what happens then is that you shut yourself out from all the other blessings that could be out there. So what you have to do is you have to ask yourself, not why is this happening to me? Why? I didn't deserve this. Me. Why? Like, no, you have to ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What can I take out of this? Maybe you actually been with that person and kind of like your intuition told you that that person wasn't really honest, that that person is maybe cheating on you, that that person is not the right person for you because that person is actually toxic. But instead of following your healthy boundaries, following your healthy standards, you let that person into your life. You opened your heart as the good person that you are, of course, and then that person hurt you. That has nothing to do with you deserving that or that good people don't win in the end. Like, that is some serious bullshit that I see a lot out there. You know, younger adults or, you know, even teenagers are literally, you know, sending that and like making it go viral because they think like, oh, you know, we have to just become toxic and we have to treat people how they treat us. We have to just be mean to everybody and rude and disrespectful. No, that's not going to fix anything. This is actually going to make everything just worse. You have such a miserable reflection on life. You have such a miserable conception of life. And this is exactly why you feel that miserable. And with that negativity and that negative vibes, you're literally polluting the vibration. You're literally polluting air. You're literally polluting earth. Can you please stop polluting the earth? Because I want to live on a happy planet. I want to live on a kind and loving and joyful planet. Can you please stop polluting the air? Thank you. But seriously, guys, you have to learn how to work on yourself, because what happens if you work on yourself, you are naturally going to understand yourself better. You are naturally going to attract different types of people into your life, turning inwards instead of, you know, pointing the fingers onto other people. Oh, this person hurt me, that person hurt me. I'm just gonna shut down and I'm not gonna, you know, let anybody get close to me anymore because I've been hurt one single time. Seriously, can you get over this? Work through it. This is why healing and like working through trauma is so important, because you cannot let one single event, one single person in your life affect the rest of your lives, relationships, friendships, anything that you do in your life. This is just bullshit. This is just stupid. This is so pathetic. Stop being pathetic. You have to learn how to let go of these things, how to take the best experience and the best learning lesson out of every single situation that may have hurt you. And if you think like, oh, you know, I want to have a life where I'm just happy all the time. Do you really think you would be happy all the time? No, because you didn't know. You wouldn't know what is the difference, because we can only experience happiness if we also experience sadness sometimes. There is this law of opposites, the law of polarity. So to every single cause, there's an effect as well. And there's always, you know, opposites on everything. So if you do not experience sadness or frustration or anger, you wouldn't even be able to experience joy and happiness in that matter of being able to decide which one you like more. Because if you wouldn't have the sadness and the anger and the frustration in your life, you would not even able to realize that the happiness is the better choice. So you cannot just be happy all the time, right? Like, it's the same thing when, like, we cannot just only have sunshine on earth. There must be rain. What happens if rain and sunshine is being mixed? There's a rainbow, right? There's always something good out of it that comes out of, the negativity. Like, there's always, like, there needs to be these two poles that create that polarity. Otherwise, it wouldn't even able to make a difference of being sad or being happy. So you have to take those hurtful experiences and you have to own them. You have to take responsibility. Hey, did I maybe not listen to my intuition? Did I maybe let my boundaries be crossed? Did I maybe played the victim? Did I maybe just accept it and allowed other people to treat me like their doormat? Did I let other people step on me? And this is how you can grow from these type of experiences, instead of turning into that toxic human being that is hurting on purpose other people and making this world a worse place. Like, we're already dealing with so much bullshit that is going on in this world right now, but there's also a lot of people actually awakening and realizing that. So, and I had to realize that myself, because, I've been in toxic relationships. I was cheated on. I have my trauma that I have to deal with. I had, people treating me bad. I had people treating me disrespectfully. But instead of playing the victim, just whining about, people treating me bad and, oh my God, I have such a good heart. But, people with a good heart, they never win in the end. So let me just turn cold. No, I never wanted to do that, because I'd rather be myself than to turn like everybody else, because then I'm not going to be better than that person that I judged before for treating me that bad. So you cannot, just put people in a box and then, become the box yourself. That's not the solution. You have to learn, you have to grow, you have to become aware of how other people might have treated you in the past. And then you have to make sure that the past does not repeat itself by you listening more to your intuition, creating healthy boundaries and, healthy boundaries, not toxic boundaries, healthy boundaries, focusing on the things that you want instead of the things that you don't want. Like, so many people are always like, oh my God, I want a boyfriend that is not cheating on me. I want a boyfriend that, is not disrespectful. I want somebody that is, like this and that is not like this and this and that. These people actually focus on the things that they do not want. It's the same with money. If you focus all the time on bills, oh, I don't want bills, I don't want more bills, what do you think are you going to get? More bills. So many people do not know the difference of focusing and putting their energy towards something that they want to have grow. So if you want to grow the positivity in your life, if you want to grow joyful and happy experiences, you first have to become happy yourself. You have to stop blaming other people. You have to take responsibility by always thinking, what can this experience teach me? What can I learn out of this? How can I get better? How can I become a better person and a better human being in general? And guess what? With that happening within you, you are naturally going to attract better. If you are being that toxic human being that is screwing people over just to not be screwed over yourself, you are literally creating exactly that. You are going to be alone in this world. You're going to feel empty at the end, because you never were able to experience unconditional love, because you would not allow that unconditional love into your life. And that's on you. You have to take responsibility for that. Do you want to take responsibility for that? To leaving this planet with not really experiencing genuine love, unconditional love and appreciation for somebody else that is deserving of your unconditional love and appreciation? You have to make the difference of these type of people. If you allow people to treat you with disrespect, that is not unconditional love. You need to let that person go, because that person is not clearly within their mindset on your same level. But you cannot change yourself and degrade yourself, put yourself down on the staircase of standards and become that toxic human being yourself, because you're literally repeating a cycle, or you're growing into a person that you're not actually are. Because we are, as human beings, we are all love and light. We are coming from the source, and the source is love. So you need to learn how to let go of these past hurts, how to work through them, heal them, think about what you can do better, how you can improve, and then you will naturally attract better people. In a world where you are okay with things how they are, in a world where you are always thinking and reflecting about how you can make this world a better place for yourself, you are not going to have to deal with those type of toxic people, because you're on a complete different vibration. The only reason why you keep on attracting those type of people is because of your perception of reality. It's because you think that this is what you're going to get. It's because you think that everyone just is like that. And that was me as well. Like, after I got cheated on, after I've been, through multiple negative relationships and experiences, I said that to myself. All men are trash. I'm never gonna find, like, there's nobody out there that is actually going to love me the right way. But you know what I did? I focused on myself. I prioritized myself. I worked so much on myself that I can actually become that person that I would want to be for somebody else, that literally I would want to date. Like, I worked so much on myself and I became that person that I would want to date. Like, I took myself out on dinners. Like, I, spoiled myself. I worked for myself. I, worked on myself. And I was showing myself that much appreciation and self-love for myself that I didn't need to fill any void, any emptiness from somebody else's appreciation and, love. I didn't need that validation because I was giving that to myself already. And this is when you're naturally going to attract something that is really meant for you, something that is right for you, something that, somebody that is on the same type of frequency, and you're going to complement each other, because that is what a relationship is about. It's not like a transaction. It's not like something, where somebody has to do this for you to do this. No, you're both going to come in, you're going to meet in the middle, and you both are going to make sure that the other person is becoming a better version of themselves. You're both going to complement and help each other grow into a better person. And with that, growing into, unity of completion and happiness and love. And this is what the goal is. Because we all are more powerful if we actually are together. And instead of, being so toxic and negative towards other people, you're not going to become happy with that. Maybe you will get what you want on the short term, like short-term satisfaction, but you're not going to be fully happy on the long term. Because you will leave this world with regret. Most people do is they define themselves with the things that they have, but you have to think about, how do you leave this planet? It's not with, having all the designers, having a big house and, 10 cars. You're not going to leave with that. Like, if you're dying, you're not taking that with you. You know that, right? But what you do take with you, where you can actually leave an imprint and an impact, is with the love that you give and the love that you are. And if you're constantly being that toxic human being, you're not going to love yourself fully, because deep down you know that you're actually not that person. I am a good person, then this is what you naturally are. And you should develop that talent, that, that source of love for yourself even more, instead of shutting down and turning cold. You can't fight fire with fire. It's just gonna burn everything down. So what do people actually expect from life? What do people expect from people? Everyone lives in their own reality. So are you really going to tell me that because of one hurtful experience, you're gonna just turn so soft and weak and you think you're not gonna get through this? Of course you will. You will never get anything into your life that you can't handle. You could handle anything. This is how unaware some people are of their power, their consciousness. But you need to develop that consciousness. Oh, that person cheated on me. So instead of working on myself, I'm just gonna also cheat on other people, or I'm just gonna, put all people or all men in boxes and, just put them there. All men are trash. I'm going to say those things to attract another miserable person into my life because that is exactly matching my miserable vibration. How pathetic. If you are a good person with morals and standards and ethics, like you treat other people correctly with kindness, with love, you love unconditionally, like you are somebody very selfless and somebody that is just good, you have to keep that. Do you know how rare this is these days? You have to keep that. You have to make it grow even more because one single person, you might think, oh my God, like I cannot change the world, I'm just one person. Yes, you can, because with your vibration and what you put out there, you're already making this world a better place. This is how much power we actually hold as individuals. And people are so unaware of that. And this is why so many people turn negative, because they think like, oh, it's not gonna, it's not gonna bother anything. It's not going to bother anybody if I, also do the same thing that any other person done to me. And this is how this planet is literally so fucked up, with fucked up human beings having depression, having anxiety, having, like dealing with all this crap, with all this bullshit, and then just whining about it, complaining about their miserable life, just attracting more miserable things into their lives, and then confirming, yes, our life is so miserable. Like, can we please stop this? Can we please stop just being so negative all the time? Life is so beautiful. It's meant to be enjoyed, but if we're not working on ourselves, if we're literally just, letting one single hurtful experience affect our entire life, experiences that we could have made if we just sticked to our behavior, to our standards and our rules, and if we just, develop ourselves into better human beings, everybody would become better. And this is what we need to do. There are literally millions of healthy relationships out there. And you want to tell me that you can't have one? No, you probably can't, because this is what you believe, and you will get what you believe. You will get what you focus on. So if you truly are a very good person, that maybe got hurt a couple of times, you know what you should do? You should work through your trauma. You should take time to heal. You should focus on yourself. You should work on yourself. You should, gain clarity on your mindset and who you are and what you want from life. You should work on yourself for yourself. You should love yourself. Don't wait for anybody else to love you. You should do that for yourself first before you even expect anybody else to love you. Because if you expect somebody to love you, it's just because you feel that emptiness because you think you're not lovable. And this is why you're craving that love from somebody else, because you are not able to give it to yourself. Because the person that is truly loving themselves, they don't need anybody else to give them that validation and that love, because they give it to themselves already. And this is when somebody comes into your life naturally, where you are both completing each other instead of expecting from each other to fix yourself. That's not going to happen. You need to make sure that you fix yourself first, that you work on yourself, if you truly are that good person. Instead of playing the victim like, oh, I've been traumatized, oh, I was cheated on, oh, I gave this friend my Tupperware and she never gave it back to me. What a bitch. So, next time I'm also not giving her Tupperware back. Come on. You have to realize your power. You have to claim your energy, and you have to work on your standards, your healthy boundaries that you will have for yourself, set up certain rules, and then live life. Treat people how you want to be treated. This is how it goes. You're not treating people to hurt them, to make yourself lift up, to make yourself feel better. No, you are treating people how you want to be treated. Doing that by working on yourself, you know what you're going to get? You will attract different types of people into your life. With those type of people, you won't have this type of, hurtful and toxic issues, because they are on a complete different level of consciousness themselves. So all you can do to raise your vibrations, work on yourself, understand yourself better, actually think about what you want. You think like you will never have issues in life. Yes, you will, but you will learn how to handle them better. You will start to become less emotional. Like, things that hurt me so bad in the past, they're not hurting me anymore. I don't care what anybody has to say, because I'm so aware of who I am. I am confident within who I am. I am loving myself, so I don't need to have anybody's approval. And I don't need to treat other people bad just because I got treated bad, I got cheated on in the past. You know, you need to stop focusing on the things that you don't want. You need to start focusing on the things that you do want. But most people don't even know what they want because all they focus on is the things that they do not want. They focus on their misery all the time. Oh, I'm so unlucky. You know, I'm always getting tricked. I'm always getting screwed over. I'm always getting cheated on. I'm such a loser. Yes, you are. Yes, you are a loser. You know why? But not because you are a loser. It's because you think you are a loser. That there's like certain roles to, you know, the genders, like for example, the man is the provider, the leader, the protector, and the woman is, you know, the nurturing person, the one that gives the children, that takes care, that makes a house a home, that is loving and supportive, right? But if we turn against our nature, and if we, for example, we start to just be with people because of what they have instead of who they actually are, this is when things are getting twisted. This is when things are getting a little bit too toxic, because then we are having, you know, partnerships that are not based on who that person is and the qualities that person have, the values that they have, you know, the personality. And this is when there's no true love, right? So if you are a person, like a good person that really want to experience true and genuine love, you have to give that to yourself first. And then you have to give it out to others. And you have to stop thinking like, oh, but what if I will be hurt? Well, then you will have to learn that lesson. Then you will just have to make the best out of it. And then you will just have to, you know, heal and grow from it and, you know, take that lesson for yourself. But with you actively making that decision, oh, I'm just going to be with that person because all of their money, because of, you know, how they love me so much more than I love them, you know, like I'm just gonna leave them before they leave me first. I'm just gonna cheat on them before they cheat on me first. Like those type of things, they are literally trapping us because we actually did not learn the lesson. You will have to repeat that lesson until you actually got it, because that is not the solution. And yes, I know sometimes this world, these people on this world can be very unfair, but with you putting more negative vibes and toxicity out there, as I said, you're polluting the environment with your misery, with your negative vibration, because this is all that you're going to get. You will never going to be fully happy and fully fulfilled and joyful if you are choosing the types of people that you're spending your time with based on what they have rather than on who they are. So stop thinking about how you can screw somebody else up, how you can trick somebody else, how you can, you know, just go outside of a relationship with not being hurt at all. Because you cannot avoid pain in this life. Because as I said, there needs to be polarity. You need to go through the pain to actually experience happiness and joy. And if you just try to avoid it all the time, you're literally going to suppress everything that could be good for you. You are, you know, with the walls that you put up, you're not going to only block everything negative, you're also going to block your blessings. Do you realize that? You're putting up this wall and then you're expecting like, oh, but now I can never be hurt again. Well, but you can also never really love again because you're shutting yourself out from the world. And this is not our human nature. We are love. So stop putting those walls up. We sometimes need to put our guards down. Yes, we sometimes need to be careful and we need to be aware with who we put those walls down. We need to be selective with those type of people we spend our time based on these standards that we created for ourselves, based on deciding actively, this is what I want, this is how I want to be treated, and everything that is not that, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to learn my lesson. I'm going to think about what I, got out of this experience, and then I'm going to move on to something better. And this is my outcome. This is my outlook on life. I always think, okay, whatever is not, meant for me right now, it is just, it's leaving to make room for better. I'm never losing. I'm just winning. I'm always just winning in this life because I either win an experience or I win happiness and joy. There's no in between. Yes, sometimes it's gonna hurt. Sometimes I have to cry. Sometimes I have to go through the motions. I have to deal with my issues and all of that. But in the end, I know that I always stayed true to who I am. And this is what will always fulfill me. This is why I always know that I'm guided and I'm protected and I'm actually being loved because I give that love to myself. You should not let your negative Nancy type of behavior get in the way of your true blessings. And then wonder why you're depressed all the time. My love, you're not depressed. Your perception of reality just sucks. And this is what you need to fix. You need to fix your mindset. You need to fix how you focus on things. You need to shift the focus onto the things that you want instead of the things that you don't want. To learn how to turn towards within instead of turning outwards and thinking about, oh, what this person does, what this person does. No, it doesn't matter. It only matters how you feel, how you think, and how you perceive your reality, but in a good way. You need to turn inwards because this is where you will find all the answers. Most people don't even realize that. They've never actually, sat in their room still all by themselves and thinking about what do they actually want out of life. Most people are miserable and depressed because they're going with the flow and they never actually learned how to enjoy their own company, how to, think about what makes them actually happy, the things that they want. They only focus on all the lack that they have. They focus on, I don't have enough money, I don't have a loving boyfriend, I don't have a loving girlfriend, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't, all these kind of things. You are focusing on lack, and this is what you're going to get more of. But if you shift the focus to something that you have right now and the things that you want, your entire life starts to change. I had nothing when I started my business. Literally. I lost everything. But I was so grateful for all the little small things that I have in my life. I was literally grateful for the flowers and the sun and everything. I learned to be grateful for these small things. I learned to be grateful for the, small things I had. And I focused on what I really wanted to create for myself. And this is when my entire life started to shift. When I, attracted my business, when I started my business, I started to make ridiculous amounts of money that I was never actually imagining to make for myself. I started to attract the most amazing types of people. People that truly love and support me. And yes, I was hurt a couple times, Yes, I was, having some miserable experiences here and there. But that's just part of the game. Like if you have Monopoly, sometimes you're gonna go to jail. So what? You're going to get out of it again. You just have to think about, what is this teaching me right now? How can I grow from this experience? How can I learn my lesson? And then just work on becoming that very best version of yourself every single day. And this is how you can truly change your life. So stop being a toxic bitch because you're polluting the environment. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. Let's spread the love. Let's stop, making this toxic behavior a trend. Let's stop being so negative and depressed all the time, because we have to focus within. We have to focus on ourselves. We have to raise the love again. We have to, spread that love. If this with somebody that you think might need to hear this, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment what you want to hear next about, and I see you guys in my next video. Bye.